Hey everyone! Hey internet! And I'm back! Thank goodness for that. I am back. Magic, the Gathering, has been on my radar for a while, and I thought, why not? Since I've been on break again, why not start with something new again? Don't worry, I'll still be having some feudal alloy. I'll still have Mordau. I'll still have probably some FSPs as well. FPS, sorry, FSPs, FPS as well. So they'll still be there. But yeah, I've gotten into Magic the Gathering. I am familiar um, with the game, so I downloaded Arena, and well, as you can clearly see, at level 22, I've been playing quite a lot, just to get us into it for those who do not know how Magic the Gathering works. Maybe it's your first time, maybe this is, I don't know. Anyway, just brief, I guess, tutorial. I'll use one of the starter packs that they give you in the game, which is Large and In Charge is one of them. And we'll do a non-ranked game to start off. And yeah. And we'll just go right in once the match starts here. I recommend for people who have never played MTG, or people who have and just want to watch a funny video introduction and see what the tropes are with the different colors. So white, green, black, blue, red are the 5 colors. So this is a green deck, a forest deck. So we'll wait for the opponent to choose if they want to keep this hand, their hand that is. In our case, I think we're going to keep this hand, so we won't mulligan, which means, so this is mulligan. If you mull, you will return 1 card to the bottom of your library. If we keep, we get to keep our 7 cards, which means that instead of having your starting hand at 7, you'd have a starting hand at 6. It just gives you a chance to have a better hand to start. If, for example, you're like, oh, I have no mana, or oh, I have no creatures. Oh, it all depends on how your deck functions. Yes, back to the video I wanted to suggest. It's called a crap guide to Magic the Gathering. It's by a YouTuber called Joe Crap, or Joe Cat, I believe. I'll put a link to his video in the description after after the recording. No, I do not want to block that. And he essentially goes through the tropes, sort of stereotype of what the colors represent, and sort of how the real basics of the game functions. So mana here are lands. They're called basic lands, and essentially what they do, it's your currency. It's your currency to summon monsters, spells, traps, and so on. So, for example, this creature here is a spider, and it has 2 forests and a number 3, which means that 2 of the currency has to be forests, which we have, and 3 can be of any kind, which means it could be blue, red, black, even colorless. Sometimes there are colorless. But essentially that's what it means, is that it can be of any color. And that's the cost that for it to be put on the field. Basically, your goal of the game is to have your opponent's life points, so he has 19 right now, I have 19, we started with 20, is to have their life points go down to 0. Do I want to do that? Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let's use U instead. Yeah. And I always find that playing a game is the best way to know to learn a game is through playing it versus just thinking and wondering. And reading a bunch of rules and sometimes understanding what's going on and at the same time not understanding what's going on. So I find seeing it in action is the best way. So let's see. So all of these cards tell you what they do exactly. So if I hover over here, it says tap, add a green mana. If I go over here, it says Vigilance and Reach. If I go here, it says pay for currency, put a +1/+1 counter on Jungle Delver, which is the name of the card. And here it says trample whenever Rampaging Broadodon, which is the name of this card, attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each land you control. So all of these terms like trample, vigilance, reach, tapping, and all of these terms, I'll explain them as they come up. Just quickly here, I'm going to launch these two to attack. Next. So this little rat, for example, has Death Touch. That's why that little symbol here is. This symbol here means reach, and this symbol here is vigilance. What's really convenient about Arena MTG is that it explains to you exactly what it is in a little pop-up next to each one. So that is nice to have. Do I want to do anything else? Yeah, I might as well enchant creature. Let's enchant Hugh. I don't know if he has flying things. So instants are cards that you can cast whenever. Instant, literally. Go whenever you can play them. Creatures and enchantments like this one, sorceries like this, for example, can only be played during your turn. There are exceptions to the rule, but those exceptions are usually in the text of the card. It's an ability that is usually called Flash. And that gives the ability for a card to be cast whenever you want, as long as you have the currency. What else? Oh yeah, these numbers. So the number on the left is power, and the number on the right is toughness. So power is essentially its attack points, and toughness is its defense points. I'm using Yu-Gi-Oh terms because I find they're more straightforward than saying toughness and power, but I also started with Yu-Gi-Oh and not Magic the Gathering as a kid, so if you know those terms, yay, 90s kids. Yeah. So when they attack each other, these numbers essentially clash together. And Ujin. And when they clash, that's how you know if your creature is going to survive or their creature is going to survive. So if the power on my creature will hit their toughness, their defense on their creature, and theirs is power is going to hit my creature, for its toughness. So if these two were to clash, for example, they would both die, like how my other 1/1s die, like my Elf Druid and my Merfolk. Now, if I were to put, let's say, my Rampaging Brontodon against it, it has 7, it would kill it. It only has a 1 as a power, so it would only do 1 damage to it, so it would survive, technically. However, because his rat had that death touch symbol on it, death touch is literally as it says. It touches you and it dies. Which is why when I would hit his rat, I would hit with the 1/1s rather than my huge dinosaur or my spider, because they touch it and they would just die. So what's nice about Magic is all the cards, even the real life cards, have all of their perks described on them. Which is great, because that way you don't have to always be like, what did this card do again? It's a very big strategy game. What else can I explain briefly here? Oh, I also have a chat open on the side on a different monitor, so if you have questions, comments, whatever, you can let me know and I will reply back. He's debating. Oh yeah, flying and non-flying creatures. So flying creatures, as means flying means that they fly over you. So if you have land creatures, you can't there we go. You can't block them with your creatures on the ground because they can't fly and reach them. That's why I had that spider out. It had reach. Reach means that it can reach it from the ground. Yes, please attack. So that's why a lot of people, some people like to only play flying creature cards, using flying creature cards, because that way they have that ground and aerial dominance, which is great. But sometimes only having flying decks, you miss out on some fancy abilities. Or you're restricting yourself so much that some gimmicks of some cards only work on non-flying creatures, for example. Or an opponent could have a card that has some text that says you are invincible to flying creatures, which would suck for you if you only had flying creatures in your deck. Yeah, so that was the single green deck. Let's do a round of just the white one, just to give an idea of what you start with. when you start the game. When you download the game for the first time and you're looking through it, this is what you'd get. That's a 4. That's a yeah. Okay, that's fine. So as you've noticed, green decks tend to be, hey, look at all of my currency, and I have giant things that are going to hit you relatively quickly. Typically, they start appearing at turn 3 or 4 in a game for big, scary monsters, creatures. That's green's gimmick, essentially. Most of its gimmick is based on that. This is a white deck or a plains deck. Its basic lands are plains. What else can I mention? Oh yeah, those +1, +2s, those are literally just addition to its base power and toughness. It's instead of being a 2/2, it would become a 4/4. Let's put this down next. Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. Wow, that's mean of our opponent right there, but what can you do? What else? But wait, what does this do? If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. Oh, okay, how nice. So essentially what that means is whatever damage would happen to them is in a way reflected back to us. Let's give this an example. Yeah. Of their things. Oh, he's just stopping me from having anything on my field right now. Yeah, so things that he casts can deal triple the damage to my things and myself. Oh, okay, never mind. 6 times the damage to me or my stuff. Which kind of sucks. I'll need to try and get rid of those. Okay. So yeah, those are what counters are. +1/+1 counters, +2/+2 counters. Depending on the thing, you can have more or less. Here, let's just stop this. Next. Yeah, let's just attack with both of those. What else? What else? Oh yeah, this little heart thing, lifelink. Lifelink means damage dealt by a creature, a planeswalker or a spell with lifelink also causes its controller to gain that much life. So whenever I hit him for 1, I get 1 back. What's this? Flying? Draw a card. I don't have anything flying. It's a 1/1. I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's just attack. Yeah. What else can I randomly explain through this? So yeah, you have 2 types of enchantments. You can have enchantments that are just go on the side that affects the entire field. Sorry, what was I trying to explain? I completely blanked. Let me just... I should have done this first. Yeah, that's a neat thing. Indestructible is a great thing. Oh, right, enchantments. So you have enchantments that can affect the whole field, or you can have enchantments that are enchantment auras, which can banish things that you attach to a creature, or you have enchantments like this that also affect the whole field, but in this case, it allows you to exile target non-land permanent on opponent controls until that card vanishes from the until the enchantment is banished. Why is this so big? Oh right, he had something that gave it a counter? No, he just created that creature. Okay, never mind. Let's just pacify that. Let's attack with everything. Yeah, so those are enchantments. I feel a little hurt at 14. See, I think Magic the Gathering was created first, and then it kind of set the stage to pretty much all other trading card game collecting games out there, and by that I mean Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. I think those are like the two biggest ones. I'm sure there's others. Yeah, I'm sure there's others, but those are the main ones that I remember as a kid and that are still used today. Oh yes, let's put another angel, since you took my other one, which wasn't very nice, may I add. Yeah, I'll still get a life back, that's okay. White, I think, is sort of this odd kind of playing method, which can be either spawn a ton of humans, tokens. So humans could be like spirits, angels. Whoops, did not want to do that. Yeah, white seems to be a lot of spawning of human-like things, creatures, abilities, and a lot of pacifying and enchantments of the like. Counter spells, but most of them are enchantments. Oh yeah, it's also a deck building game, so you can create. There are multiple different decks out there, and all decks have they all have a goal in mind. They all have the same goal, which is to defeat your opponent, but the way and how they do that is can be very different. Depending on color, depending on choice. Yeah, I don't like those enchantments. That triples in which case does times 6 whatever damage they would do. Let's try that one again. Let's see if we can have it actually beat an opponent. Yeah, so you can tailor your deck to defeat your opponent in multiple different ways. You can have it defeat it by just overwhelming your opponent with so many little tokens of 1/1s. So like just a sea of miniature goons and just swarm them. You can do it by them hurting themselves over and over again, so it's like self-destructing themselves. You can have others where you overwhelm them that you have so much life that you can almost last sort of like forever and just keep pummeling them with small things or until they run out of things to hit you with. Or you just have so much life that it doesn't matter what they hit you with because you just are impervious to them at that point. You just keep gaining life over and over again. Another one could be you play cards. This is called a milling deck. Milling is the action of cards from your deck go into your graveyard. So you can cause a person to lose by literally running out of cards to draw. One of the phases, oh yeah, that's something I should go through. One of the phases in Magic the Gathering, as you probably noticed, is that at the beginning of your turn, after the untap phase, which I'll go over, you always draw a card. There's always some card drawing. Like now, card drawing. And because it's a must, because it's a thing that you have to do is to draw every turn, you can literally die because you have no more cards to draw, which sucks. And those are called milling decks. Milling decks are decks that cause your opponent to draw cards until they don't have any more cards to draw in their deck and they die due to that. It's a terrible way to be defeated, and I've been defeated multiple times with that strategy because there are things you can do to avoid it. Oh, great. But there also just aren't a ton things that you can do to get around it either, which kind of blows. Yeah, I know, I mill 4 cards. Oh wait, no, it's how much damage you did, so 2. Thank goodness. Yeah. You have other decks. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think are poison counters still a thing now, or did they get rid of those? Poison counters are where instead of dying via life points, you get poison counters instead, and I think you only have like 10 or 15 poison counters before you die. In either case, it sucks to die that way, but I think they still have those. As in, I think those still exist. Okay. So let's go back to the basics and talk about phases. So I'll start that when he's done deciding what he wants to discard over there, because he's thinking for a while over there about what to discard as a card. Wow, you discard that? Okay, that's one way to. Sure, I wouldn't ever discard that, but what can you do? I'm not going to complain. Yeah, let's hit you with everything. Yeah, it was a bit of overkill, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not me. It's them. Okay, let's, I'll go over the phases. I will. Let's go over the phases with, so we did green, white, what's the, oh, here, let's do black. Play. These names, by the way, that they give these decks are already generated. It's already made, so you can't really choose them. Well, I mean, you can edit them. You can change the name of them afterwards, but I decided to just leave them as they came. It kind of gives a good description of what they're all about anyway. Yeah. Later on, after I finish doing this sort of intro to this, I'll show you the few decks that I have created. Some are good. Some are arguably terrible. Remember the first time I ever made a deck, I didn't understand how to make one in the first place, so all of the decks I created, I would die miserably pretty quickly. And yeah, it was a sad time for me to learn how. It was a sad phase to learn how to create decks. Anyway, going on to a more cheery topic. So I think there we go. Wow, that's a lot of mana. I get one creature. I kind of want to mulligan. Yeah, let's mulligan so that you see what happens if I do this. Instant, one creature, two creature. These are expensive creatures, and I start with. That's okay. And I have to not get rid of one, but I put one in the bottom. On the bottom. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to put. Yeah, let's put you at the bottom. Okay. Okay, so my turn. So before I draw, usually if I had used a mana the previous turn, for example, it's called an untap phase. So everything just becomes back to normal. It's like a reboot. And then you draw your card, and then comes your main phase. You get two sort of main phases. You get your first one. This is when you put a land down. You can put a land down either at the start of your turn or at the end of your turn. It really depends whenever you want to do it. I have to discard a card for this too. Let's discard this. Yeah, it's kind of like your first time when you can start putting things down. This can be your sorceries, enchantments, creatures, whatever you want, and depending on how much stuff you can actually spend to put it down. Thank you. So yeah, untap, draw your first putting things down. So when the first time you put a creature down, you see this sort of like weird black circle, kind of like watery effect. It means that it can't attack. You can't do anything with it. It's tapped essentially. The technical term for it is it's been, what's it called? Oops. Oh, there is a term for it. I know it. I have it on the tip of my tongue. I'm going to murder that because I don't want to deal with that. Summoning sickness. That's the term. Summoning sickness. Because you summon the creature, it's sick, meaning that it can't tap. Tapping is the action of triggering it or activating it, essentially. Creatures that have vigilance, that's the term, it's written on the cards. If they have vigilance, they're not affected when you attack. They don't tap. If you want a creature to avoid summoning sickness, there's a term for that. It's haste. Yeah. So that way it can avoid summoning sickness, and you can attack straight away right after summoning it onto your board. You can go straight into attacking. We didn't really get to see what this deck did, so I think I'm going to do another game with it before I go on to the next one, because that was a pretty short round. So yeah, you're untap, draw your card, main phase, attacking phase is the next one where you attack things. We'll keep this hand. So when you attack, it's basically you declare who your attackers are going to be. So he's going to have summoning sickness, and I'm ran out of mana currency to spend, so my turn ends and he goes to my opponent. Oh, I think he's playing the same deck as I am. Let's put you down. Let's not attack. So after the attack phase, which is the combat here, you have an end of turn, which is sort of your second main phase portion, your end of turn phase, where it gives you a chance to put more creatures down, cast some more enchantments, a sorcery, whatever you want, as long as you still have currency. And then after that, it's end of turn, so everything resolves, and it's back to this person, to your opponent. Something to note about... no, that's a waste. Let's get rid of this. Something to note about the attack phase is you can choose your attackers, but you can't choose your opponent's defense. Meaning that you don't get to choose who gets hit by whom, unless you have a card that says this card destroys or attacks, so on and so forth. I'll attack. Yeah, so your opponent gets to choose who blocks who. During these phases, all of these, instances can be played at any point in time. Like, it would have been nice to have the card indestructible before he destroyed, because it's an instant before he destroyed my 5/5 creature. But what can you do? So yeah, that's the basic rundown. And each one of these phases is important because a lot of cards may have effects or can only be played during certain phases. Like, for example, an instant could have a piece of text that says this instant can only be cast when you are being attacked, or when your opponent is casting a spell, or so on and so forth. So it's important to read and understand what your cards can do. Yeah, and then everything else is kind of depending on what your cards have, what their text says. Darn it, I can't do anything about that. I think, yeah, this card said until end of turn, I think. Yeah, until end of turn. So they casted it, so it will be until the end of their turn. I'm going to say good game to this guy, because we all be friendly peoples. So yeah, this black deck seems to be very focused on these two creatures. There are 3, I think, of these creatures in the deck. So they come up pretty quickly. So it's essentially small guys who can become big guys. That's the gimmick with him. Let's do a game with red. Oh yeah, black is swamps. I should have mentioned that. Blacks are swamps. This is a good hand. So as the name of this deck clearly said, goblins everywhere. So this is a very goblin-heavy deck here. And red are mountains, very fiery. The gimmick of black is often the death touch gimmick, which is touch you in death. Black is also like bringing things back from the dead often. Yeah, I know we didn't get a chance to see that, but that's essentially what it is. And red is hit fast and hit hard. Just hit fast, hit as fast as you can, and as soon as possible, essentially. Okay. Oh, great. Yes, so red is often get a ton of creatures down, get starting to punch as soon as possible. So here's a card that has the word haste. So this card does not have summoning sickness. Oh geez, and it's a 5/4. Okay. So he picked his attackers and I got to pick my blockers, and as you've noticed I used 2 to defeat that one creature because I really wanted to get rid of him. Because I don't want him to be able to spawn more of these in the future because they hurt me. And it sucks to be hurt. Which I think is quite normal. To not be a fan of getting hurt at the beginning all the time. I should have probably kept one of those. Yep, because that is going to be a 5/4 that's going to hit me pretty soon. And that's another of the same. Oh, did I did kill the wrong one. That was the card I should have... Yep. Ouch. That was my bad. Okay, let's just get rid of this. You're indestructible. Let's give you unblockable. Let's attack with the two of you. I'm still gonna die next turn because of these three little things. Oh, and that. So that happened. Oh yeah, artifacts are another card type out there. Colorless. They don't require a specific color of land to be summoned. As you can see, their numbers are grayed out, are gray instead of a specific color. You know what? Yeah, no blocks. Just get pummeled here. What else? What else? Let's try to win a round with. Let's try to win a round with red here. I like the introduction that MTG Arena has created. It's a long tutorial, so if you already know the rules, it can be quite tedious. But if you don't know the rules and you're new to Magic, the tutorial is great. It's set up in a way that if you don't play in the correct order, like the cards, the order in which you have to play them and make them attack and so on, you lose, which sucks, but it's a good way to learn, some strategies, this is what it is, and it's really important. Like last game, how I decided to get rid of the wrong creature. It's very important. The error margin in this game is very small. It can be based on purely luck, on what you draw. It can be on purely the order in which you have things activated. It could be, yeah, it's all strategy based and a bit of luck. Or a lot of luck. That depends who you talk to. Let's put one of you down. Let's put one of those. Let's put two of those, and let's attack. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, dual lands. So a lot of people that we've been playing have been going against us with 2-colored decks, or even a 3 or 4-colored deck, I think, even one of them. And dual color lands or even tricolor lands help a lot with ensuring that you have enough currency to spend when you're juggling 2, or in this case 3 colors, blue, red, and white. Because one of the worst things that could happen to you is being mana starved. That means where you don't have enough currency to do anything, and you're struggling. You could have creatures that cost 3 mana, but you're stuck at 2, which is why one of the rules of thumb is to Ensure that you have 3 lands in your starting hand. If you have less than that, you're kind of running into the risk of possibly getting mana starved. And if you have more than that, you might run into the issue of being creature starved, which is where you don't have enough creatures to defend yourself with. Which also sucks. Jeez, he just has all the counter spells, isn't he? Yeah, let's get a flying phoenix in here. Cause I'm just hitting him with goblins and it's taking a while. That gives him a card, a land card. Yeah, so this is essentially what red does, is literally get a ton of stuff out and pummel, pummel, pummel. Goblins are best. So yeah, also, each color has, if I can say, default creatures. Red has goblins and dragons. Green have elves often, creatures from the forest, essentially. White has a lot of spiritual animals, so you might see some unicorns, you may see some angels, humans a lot. Black would have a lot of rats, vampires, demons, you know, things from the dark side. Yeah, I'll activate your ability. And then we have blue still to go through. Yeah. So that will be our next battle will be blue. And blue often has merfolk. That's why I wanted to say merfolk. Yeah, I'm not taking any chances. I'm just gonna plow with him with everything. Take a game. Throw him with one. Yep. Yeah, merfolk, fishes, krakens. Oh yeah, green I believe also has hydras. Oh, okay, aerial domination. So maybe we might not see a lot of. But I think they're blue fairies. I think they're fairies. You can find them kind of in blue and green. I believe has a lot of fairies. Black has imps more than fairies. Yeah, so blue likes watery things, green likes forest things, plains like humans, red likes things that breathe fire or are in mountain areas. I mean, you think defaulty and you kind of go with that. You go with stereotypes. It's just easier. Yeah. Oh yeah, and blue are islands because water, but land, so islands. This is practical, unsummon that is. It's practical in many different situations. It can be good for, let's say, one of my cards got enchanted by one of those white cards, like pacifism, or what was that other one that they used? Banishing Light, I think it was called. It can allow you to return that card to your hand and summon it again later, so it doesn't feel like no, I need land. You get a chance to use it again. Sometimes it could be, oh, whatever is attacking me is absolutely terrifying. I don't want to deal with that right now. And you can cast it, as it's an instant, you can cast it after that they've declared their attackers. You could say, yeah, nope, go back to your hand. I don't want to deal with you. Perfectly doable as well. I don't want you to be able to attack me, so I will tap you forever. Or at least until the opponent decides, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of that. Next. Another thing. Blockers don't tap when they're blocking, because they're blocking. They're not, if I can say, they're not actively trying to hurt a person. They are trying to defend you, so they don't tap, which is nice. I did not want to deal with that 10/10 dinosaur. I think everyone can agree that that is not something I wanted to deal with. Oh yeah, there's in the game you can also have these weird pet things. Oh, that is terrifying with trample. Yeah, that is very scary. I will. I might wait on that. Here, go back to your master's hand over there. I don't want to deal with that. Thank you. So yeah, this is a Thopter. Not quite sure why these pets exist, but it's kind of entertaining. They do funky things when you click on them, or when something good happens, they get all excited, and when something sad happens to their owner, they get, well, sad. It's weird and quirky. It's cute, but it's weird. It doesn't give you any sort of advantage on your enemy whatsoever, but it's cute. Yeah. Okay, let's put this down and oh, well, no. Yeah, I know it's only until end of turn, but I didn't have much of a choice. I needed another creature down. Never mind. Yeah, so this sorcery, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control, is a good way to get around the death touch situation as well. Or things that are, unfortunately not if they're indestructible, but to get around annoying quirks like double strike or death touch or first strike, it's practical. Okay, those are all some 76 cliffs. I'll draw 2 cards. I'll take to draw 2 cards. Kinda need cards to draw here. Well, this is gonna suck. I think I'm going to probably die relatively quickly. So he's using that mono green deck that we used at the start. These are a sample of all the creatures that are in there. Yeah, large and charged. That is its gimmick. That's its goal. Be very big and scary. Very big and scary. Terrifying and scary. Oh yeah, trample has a very nice effect that, yeah, it'll hit this, but whatever it didn't finish hitting this, it'll finish with hitting you. Observe. I think I'm gonna die this round, so I'm just gonna say good game. And yeah, be very dead. Be very much dead. I want to see our deck win at least once, so. Yes, I'll put a. Yeah, I'll keep that there. I'll block that. I don't want to get hit by a 1/1 kitty. Eh. I have a wall still to protect me. Here's a double strike example. Double strike. This creature deals both first strike and regular combat damage. Meaning that it gets to hit you once for free before it hits you at the general attack phase. Very fun. Very, very fun. Not fun at all, but yeah, you know. Tang. I'll avoid 2 damage and still get hit for 1, but at least it's 1. You're gonna destroy my wall, aren't you? Sure, just get rid of that. Bye-bye. Okay, let's put this down and let's get a card down. Thank you. Soon we can get our octopus. Yes, think again. Octopus, scry 2. Let's put you at the bottom. I'll keep you on the top. I will fly at you for 2. Start hitting that opponent back. So yeah, if I click on this, yeah, it looks pretty angry at me. But that's normal. It's this is his pet. Or their pet. Could be a her. And this is my pet, a spellbook. Let's still just fly at you. So most decks are of 60 cards each. You're not limited to 60 cards. You can obviously have more cards in a deck if you wish. standard play, I believe, which is a type of battling scenario, I guess I'm going to call it that, is each player has 60 cards, and it can only be from, I think, the 6 latest, I want to say expansions, but that's not right. Series? I don't think that's the right term either. Sets? I'll use that for now. The last sets. Yes, I'll draw a card. Yeah. I think I did an error. Yeah. Okay, let's 3/7. Let's just destroy one of these because I'm tired of you getting a ton of life. Let's block you. Get hit by everything else. Let's get one of these down. Let's get one of these down. Let's not attack. Yeah, at this point it's more of a standoff because I only have 5 life left and I don't want to... Yeah, I know you get 1/1s and things. Pass. Okay, let's see. Let's, you can kill off... Okay, you kill this guy. You kill off this thing. You kill off that thing. You kill this thing. You stop this thing. You stop this kitty, that thing. Yep. Okay. Go. Resolve. Unsummon you so that you don't get a counter. There we go. Oh. Well, that was... I should have waited. Okay. You don't be blocked. Let's see. I want you to attack. You are okay to attack. You attack. Actually, I don't need you to attack. I just need you. Okay, go. I really need to get rid of those 2 things. Great, another one. Actually, no, not you. Let's spend the wall on you. Yeah. He's just keep getting life. Yeah, just resolve all of these. And I can't do anything about that. Okay, you wanna know what? This is getting ridiculous. Too many and way too much life to deal with. Okay, let's just go to a standard ranked here. Let me show you one that I've created. I've created a human goblin one. Let's start with that. So there's a new season now. It kind of just started. So everyone, I'm still at the first level. So at each new season, there's a ranking system. This is fine. Keep. I know I'm starting with only 2 lands, but I've dealt with worse, and I have a lot of things that can use this. So I'm not too. I'm okay with this. Is my point. So this is the first deck I have created in this game. So we'll see how it does. Oops. Yes, hit for 2. Cancel. Let's see if he puts a blocker in front of it. No, he doesn't. Okay. In that case, let's totally give you a 4-1. It's gonna life. Let's put this down. You can't block, so let's just chill here. Oh, a story. Let's see, create a 1/1 soldier, put 3+1 on target creature you control. If you control a creature with 4 or greater, draw 2 cards and create a gold token. Okay. Let's gain another life. Let's put this down. Let's put you in. Yay, because I see something with, yeah, becoming big, so. Yeah, you're terrifying. I'm gonna block you. Nope, I am not going to attack. I need to get rid of that soon, because that thing is gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and scarier. Yep. I'm gonna block that. My creatures are just becoming fodder. Ah, goody, trample. I am not thrilled. I would rather not get hit by an 1818 bug. Ow. Yeah, this deck does not do very well against large and charged decks because they're large and they charge and they hurt. I do have counters in this deck, like pacifism and others, but clearly I didn't have a lucky draw there. Oh, silver tier. Interesting. Okay, here, let me just show you what this deck actually has. Here it is, Human Goblin. Oh, I didn't mean to go to collection. I meant to go to here and here. So this is what I have in here. I have some dual lands. I have regular lands. If you want to pause at any point to see what they are and what they do, you can. If you go back in the video at this timestamp. But essentially, it's mostly flying things, vigilance things, things that allow me to get more land for my bigger creatures. Again, this is the first deck I did getting back into Magic, so as you can tell, fair enough of my creatures and sorceries and so on cost 2 mana. But my actual good stuff costs quite a lot. So this is more of try it and hope to survive, and then get the big stuff, and yeah, it's a lot of hoping. We'll use my second deck that I've created for this round. Flying counters. This one I'm more proud of, has won me a significant amount more of rounds than my goblin one. So hopefully it goes better. It is a blue-black. A lot of death touch, a lot of destroying creatures, a lot of trying to survive and just getting rid of their creatures as soon as possible. Also flying things, because flying things are fun. Oh yeah, and bringing things from the dead. Great for bringing things back from the dead. These are 2 instants, so let's attack and see what happens. You gonna block it? Okay. Let's give this indestructible. Nice, nice counter. -2, -0 until end of turn. Yeah. Maybe I should invest in a hexproofing card. Ouch. Well, I see hurt coming my way. Only 1. Interesting. Okay, let's remove that. Let's not attack. I don't want to waste it on this little 1/1 thing here. What does this do? Ah! Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, okay, that works too. I'll gladly take the rank up. Yeah, basically my strategy with this deck is, oh, you're terrifying? Bye-bye. Oh, you're going to be a pain for me later? Goodbye. Is essentially the goal of this. That's why I like to play with this during the ranking matches. I think most players tend to play with their favorite decks in these ranking matches. Because every rank that you go through, how much costing? That's okay. Every ranking you go through, you can get prizes, and those prizes are often packs. It can be in-game currency that allows you to get more packs, or sleeves, deck sleeves. So the cards don't necessarily have to look like this. You can get sleeves in this game as well. I'll end turn here. You can get pets. This thing can get bigger. I'm going to get rid of you while you're still tiny. I'm gonna gain a life and turn here. What is this? Death touch enters battlefield, mill 2 cards and you gain 2 life. Okay. It only has a fancy effect when it comes in. So through watching matches, you get to learn a lot of what cards exist out there, what people have been playing around with. You have Death Touch. You had to discard a card. Yeah, I'll block this. Here, you get to sacrifice a creature because I told you to. Nope. I'm gonna bring this back to my hand for later. God, I really want to put this down. The reason why I want to put this down is because, well, okay, that can happen too. It gets me counters. Does it stops its abilities too? Oh, it entirely exiled it, so I don't think I can... Yeah, no. Okay, well, I'll get a card back. Yeah, I'll take a land. Yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, okay. Okay, this magic mirror is ready, so let's take that. Please don't get rid of it. Pretty please. Thank you. Okay, let me attack you for 2. There we go. What do you have in your graveyard right now, anyway? Oh, how fun. -3. Okay, no biggie. My flying things cost less. Let's exile... I'll exile that for now. I wish I could have countered that. Eh. You need a +1 first. Yep. Ooh, he's top decking now. That's great news for me. He has a 1/4. Okay, let's scry. Yeah, I don't really need a land at this point. Yeah, let's remove you. Awesome. Let's put you down. And let's, do I have any creatures in here? Yeah, I have my flying thing, but that's attack this, attack this. So yeah, because they have a planeswalker here, I can choose to either attack that or attack the player. And since there isn't much out here that with what he can defend with, I will take the opportunity and get rid of that, because that can be terrifying. Okie dokie. Let's get you down. Let's get you a little friend. Let's get another one of you down. You. Okay. Yeah, I find that this deck kind of scares people in two ways. Either I get rid of so much of their stuff, or I swarm them, or yeah, flying counter. I think that's a good name for this deck. I'm sure that if you decide to go against me and I'm playing this deck against you, I'm sure that you would have probably put things in your deck to counter all of this, or to overwhelm me with just some sort of terrible thing that I will not be enjoying. There are multiple ways to get around this deck. One is just to go at me very quickly. So red decks, it doesn't do very well. It also doesn't do very well against that mono green deck that you start with at the very, very beginning. Because you get huge things so quickly. And this deck does take a while to gain momentum. As you've noticed, I think it took like about turn 5, turn 6 to actually get not necessarily good, but you notice a lot of things started to happen. Pass. My turn. Let me get my rat back. Yeah. No blocks. Just take the 2. Sure, let's get this clock going. Let's get my rat back in. And let's hit you for 2. For 1, sorry. And get a +1/+1 counter on him. Oh yeah, this clock is great. It pretty much allows me to have a turn. How many counters do I need? 8? 12. I need 12 counters. Turn 12 or even sooner, because I can spend mana to make the clock go faster. It allows me to pretty much get a fresh new start, because it shuffles not only my hand back into my deck, but also my graveyard. So a good way to counter this is either getting rid of it, or by exiling it or exiling my graveyard. Why am I giving you tips to go against my own deck here? But anyway, those are ways to counter this. You're going to be banishing my, yeah. Yep. Bye-bye. Are you going to attack me with that 2/2? Yes, you are. No? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll just... I thought I could, but I can't. Oh well. That is okay. Yeah, let's spend some mana on that. Next. All of you attack. Also, once it does its thing, it gets exiled so that I can't reuse it. Okay. And it gives me a whole new hand of 7 cards, so it's really useful to just start things off again. I'll put another counter since you didn't attack me. What do you do whenever they gain indestructible? I don't like indestructible. I'm not a fan. Let's just attack you for 2. Ooh, flying trample. Nope, I can't. I still can't. Oh, right, because it's technically exiled. That's why. Because it's technically in this void. Bye-bye. Yeah, so scary things I tend to just be like, yeah, don't want to deal with you. And turn. There we go, 12 o'clock. A new hand of lovely things to play with. Here, let me tap you so that you can't be useful. Get another flying thing in there. Attack for 2 again. You're gonna look for a land? Okay. If you gain 1 life, gain damage by plus... Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not really scary. Let's give you lifelink. Yeah, let's give you lifelink. Let's bring my little 1/1 back. Let's put him back on here. A wall. Oh yeah, land walls aren't very useful against flying things. I want some swamps. They are not happy. They're gonna hit me with that 2/2, most likely. Oh, nope, okay. So now I'm creature starved, so I'm not gonna attack. I'm going to keep that there as my defense. I value my life. Oh, okay, bye. I think we have time for one more round. And then I'll have to head out because I have a work meeting at 6 p.m. Yep, that's what time it is here. I'm okay with this. Yes, I do want to show you what my god here can do. There's my anti-artifact and enchantment spell card. I'll wait. Nah, he's okay. It's okay for now. Let's put it that way. Let's put this down first so I can get a card. Oh, I was hoping for a land. This is whenever what? Oh, okay, that. Oh. And that is why I did not cast this first. Oh, you have 2 of those. Yay! Well, this might go poorly. Ouch. 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 Yeah, no, I don't want to deal with that. Just hit my bird. Yeah, can you go away? Yeah, you go away, because you got counters, and that's kind of scary. I kind of didn't want... No, I still don't want to. No. No. I will wait. Yep, go away. Thank you, land. Okay, yep, you're gonna bring that thing back. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oi. Well, that didn't go as planned. And I think, unfortunately, that is also the that's also it. But before I head out, so this is what this track looks like. Da, 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 da. And we are here, level 22. Why did I go to... No, this is where I want to go. Profiles. So, this is what it is. So season ends in 27 days. These are the tiers. We are silver tier 1, so we are here right now. So we would get... but since we haven't won it, I think we would only get the bronze pack. I think that's how that works. Hopefully we get to gold, and that actually it's a platinum, and then I would get 2 packs, 1,000 gold, and 1 card style. So card styles are just like alternate arts for cards that you have or that you don't have, and that you have to get eventually. Now the other stuff, I guess I'll go through the next time we play together. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you again when I'm doing Magic or any other game that I tend to play on this channel. Thank you!